right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it's Eagle Eye, the transfer rumor show where I talk to you about rumors, news surrounding the Arsenal. 1 second. Now, apologies. First and foremost, big apologies for me running 15 minutes late. Mace, you are hilarious. I've only made that joke before, and I have seen you make that joke before. Think of new material. He knows what I mean. Please do me a favor, stick a like on this video if you haven't already. Absolutely crush that like button. Subscribe again if you haven't already. Do as the banner says, and yeah, that always helps the show get noticed. It helps the show grow, doesn't it? That's the most important thing. All right. You know how we do by now. I'm going to take you through some stories, and we're going to get your comments on it after. I'm going to have a little chit chat with you after, and then go from there. All right, let's go. Let's see what we can do now. Let's talk about Adrien Rabiot, the now Juventus midfielder who we've been linked with for about 3 years now. We've been linked with him for a long, long time. Initially, we were linked with him as a previously 22-year-old, Paris Saint-Germain midfielder. Then we were linked with him during his last year at Paris Saint-Germain, and then they kept everyone tantalizingly waiting. He seemingly had talks with every single team who was interested in signing him, or so his agent would have you believe. And now we're at the point where obviously he's gone to Juventus. I think everyone was expecting him to flourish. That never quite happened. And now we're at the point where he wants to leave Juventus and obviously play for a club that will actually play him. All the while earning £225,000 per week. Arsenal are apparently very determined, and I do mean very determined, to no, it isn't. It's just plugged in, Ray. That's the only reason I'm using it. What was I going to say? Yeah, Arsenal are now very, very determined, quote unquote, to sign Adrien Rabiot. Obviously, from my perspective, I've had people already ask me, obviously they've seen me set up the show, they've seen me notice I'm going to talk about Adrien Rabiot. And the question is, where does this leave somewhere like Thomas Partey? Also interesting, because actually we've been mainly linked with midfielders in this particular episode of Eagle Eye. You're going to see as I go through the show, we're linked with quite a lot of central midfielders in particular. For me, my concern as someone who wants Partey is I don't see us getting the Thomas Partey if we opt to sign Rabiot. A lot of the papers, for example, believe it or not, I've gone with, they think that this guy, Adrien Rabiot, is going to be the partner, not of Granit Xhaka, of Matteo Guendouzi. Yeah, this is apparently, and this is the way it's been quoted, the dream partner for Matteo Guendouzi. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot I need to say about this. Now, for me, if Rabiot is being bought to play alongside a Thomas Partey, or play alongside a Sangara, or play alongside this kid that we were linked with a couple of days ago, the new N'Golo Kante, and we are rebuilding our entire central midfield, okay. I think he's a little overrated, but okay. Fine. It is what it is. If this is supposed to be the guy that's supposed to do everything, it's supposed to not only enforce our midfield, but also supposed to add a bit of quality to it, then I am not going to be happy. I'll tell you flat out, I am not going to be happy. And I have this horrible feeling I've got this horrible feeling that Arsenal will be short-sighted enough to go for this guy, and then maybe a party ends up at Chelsea. I only say Chelsea because I suppose a better transition into this. I see Michael Essien talking a lot about Partey. I get it; they're both central midfielders. They're both Ghanaian, but my gosh, I saw a new quote today from Essien talking about how he's a fantastic midfielder in the making, and any team that gets him would love him. And in my mind, I'm like, is he trying to encourage Chelsea to get him? Because I can't remember who plays in the middle for Chelsea. I'm trying to think to myself, maybe Chelsea need someone like a Partey. I'm sat here worried that Arsenal yet again are going to miss the boat with a player they should get, but then they decide to get another player because they've always wanted to get him or some shit. You know, for me, this guy ain't it. I think he's a good player, but I think there are better options. I think the type of work our midfield needs, it doesn't need or at least just an Adrien Rabiot. I feel like it needs more than that. It needs, for me, our midfield needs an enforcer. And that is what a Partey is. That is what a Sangara is. That is not what an Adrien Rabiot is. Adrien Rabiot is decent enough playing in the position, but he prefers the number 8 spot, actually. He prefers playing in that kind of slightly creative role. For a team that's looking to dramatically reduce its wage bill, and I know I bang on a lot about Partey, but why would you take on the guy who's currently earning £225,000 a week? How much do you plan to offer him? This is where Arsenal go wrong. Stupid things like this is where they go wrong. Like, you look at Partey, right? All right, I bang on about Partey. The guy's currently on £80,000. Sorry, excuse me. He's on £60,000 a week, right? Atletico Madrid offered him 80. He laughed at it. You telling me Arsenal couldn't, in one breath, get rid of a £180,000 a week Mkhitaryan and then offer Thomas Partey 120, 130, and dramatically lower your wage bill, getting a far better player than you otherwise already would have had? Instead, your grand plan is to shift Mkhitaryan and then bring in someone who's already on £225,000 a week. That is some Arsenal logic I've never heard it. And you have the nerve to start bitching about wage bills. All right, forget Partey. What about Sangara, who's the other person we've been linked with today, by the way? We've been linked with Sangara from Toulouse. The belief is that the 22-year-old who's in the last year of his contract, seems like every decent player at the moment is in the last year of their contract. He's in the last year of his contract at Toulouse. Toulouse were unfortunate. They also were kind of caught on their heels a little bit and were relegated due to this pandemic. And subsequently, they've been relegated. A player like that is not going to stay at Toulouse. To me, this is another player. If I could survive. Not my brain will accept not signing Thomas Partey if we got someone like that. Because for years we've missed someone of that type of quality. Not one of these namby-pamby slight midfielders. I'm talking about a big unit of a motherfucker in that central midfield field. And that Toulouse kid is huge. That Sangara kid is huge. He is huge. He's like 6'3", 6'4", wide as well. Big motherfucker. Run shit. That's what we need. Just a presence in that midfield. Gosh damn! Imagine. Maybe this is where I need to just calm down a little bit. Imagine a midfield. Just for a second. Humor me, guys. Imagine a midfield of Sangara, Ibrahima Sangara, a Thomas Partey, and then flip. Let's not talk about Havertz, but some sort of inventive number 10 just in front of him. Who the heck is messing with that midfield. Even if you wanted to rock the likes of Mustafi in defence, who is screwing with that midfield? The presence in that midfield. People keep talking about Ndidi. Ndidi's going to be shitting himself if Sangara and Partey was part of our midfield. The power that you restore back to... One thing I would say we've lacked over years is power, presence, pace. Imagine the midfield with those two in it. Just as your deep anchors. Partey is known as someone who likes to do a little bit of both anyway, so you could put him as the number 8. You tell Sangara, just do what you do, bro. Number 6, you sit in front of that defence. You take out anybody that dares to sniff near that defence. Just, you strengthen us so much, even if you don't do any business at all in the summer, just by putting those two in there. You strengthen us so much. Instead, our genius plan is to go with Adrien Rabiot because he was able to do a step over once deep midfield for PSG. Come on, bro. And listen, I'm not saying it's crap, but it would be so Arsenal to opt for this instead of what they should be going for. The guy who's a better player and that actually long term will be cheaper for you. Maybe the initial hit might be expensive. You know, I'm not talking about Partey will probably be expensive. All right, forget Partey. Flip's sake. Ibrahim Sangara will probably be 20 million. Toulouse have just been relegated. They'll take what they can get. Never mind the guys in his last year of his contract. He's one of their final stars. Go and put 20 million euros and see if they reject it. They ain't going to reject that. See, they're going to reject that. Keep in mind also that Barcelona are interested in this Sangara guy as well. But you know what will end up happening? None of those things will happen. Leicester will come in, pick out Sangara, and he turns out to be an amazing midfielder and everyone's wondering where the heck he was discovered from. Come on, that will piss me off. Say Leicester just mosey on in there, slip in and get him. Or Wolves mosey on in there and slip in and get him. Meanwhile, as per usual, our scouts sitting on their hands like, no. Well, why don't we go for the geezer that we tried to get 3 years ago that rejected us and told us where to go? You can kind of play DM, I guess. Shut up, bruv. Come on. Oh, I could feel it happen. I could feel it happen. Meanwhile, while all that happens, Partey goes to Chelsea and then starts doing an interview in Kante style, talking about how, well, you know, he was interested in going to London and Chelsea were the ones that showed interest and they picked him up. Or even more painful, Spurs do it. Because Jose is not an idiot. I know something like that's going to happen. I'll be honest, maybe guys, you're going to sit there thinking, why are you overreacting? You know Arsenal, they're probably not going to end up signing Rabiot. But you guys, I feel like, maybe I'm 35, but I feel like I've seen this play. I've seen this play before. I've seen it before. And as soon as I saw this story, I was like, oh no, these idiots are actually going to sign him, aren't they? And there's nothing against Rabiot. Maybe he goes on and does something. But you will never convince me this is the signing we need. You would never convince me. Yes, and I'm going to talk about Dominik Szoboszlai in a second, right? And you're going to sit there and say, all right, so what's the difference between him and Rabiot? And I'm going to tell you that in a second, right? But to me, for me, this is not the guy. This is not who you should be going for. I was actually quite happy when we were being linked with the new N'Golo Kante. Because, all right, he's not Partey, he's not even Sangara, but at least it showed some kind of understanding that these lot may actually finally know what is wrong with our general defending. It's the core of our midfield. And even if you don't want to get rid of Xhaka, give him some damn competition. Give him some competition. Oh, I was so annoyed reading the story. Like, Rabiot, really? Because I know you lot. You're not going to buy Partey now. You're going to think that this is the solution. I've seen this play. I've seen this play. And you know what? I didn't like it. Arsenal, please. If there is some small chance that with my very small audience and my very small presence and my very annoying presence, that there is even a minuscule of a chance that somebody important sees this, please don't just be even if you want to sign Rabiot, do what you think. Please don't be content just signing Adrien Rabiot for that central midfield. Please. That this man must not be your central midfield defensive option. Please. Even if you want to say, okay, this is your number 8, you're still looking for a number 6. Okay, he wouldn't be my choice, but fine. At least you've got some kind of plan. But please, if this is your idea of some sort of hilarious, well, wouldn't it be fun to partner him with Guendouzi? Well, wouldn't it be fun to partner him with Xhaka? We may as well write off the next couple of years. It's going to be a long freaking summer. This is not the guy. I don't think he's a bad player by any means, but this is not you. When you look at the way we defend, this does not solve our issue. You will never convince me this solves our issue. Just like I say, anyone that doubts what I say, just imagine a midfield of Partey on the left side and Sangara, Ibrahim Sangara from Toulouse on the right side, and tell me that midfield would not do bits. At the very least, forget do bits. Forget do bits. Tell me that midfield, our team, even if we don't do a damn thing else, that our team doesn't defend better. You are lying to yourself. Even with Squadra Mustafi in that team, I guarantee we defend better. Even in those circumstances. Oh, Arsenal, please, man. Please don't do it. I can feel it. I can see it happening. That you actually believe that Rabiot is your number 6 choice. Don't be so short-sighted, please. Oh, please. Anyway, what do you guys think? Am I overreacting? I'm sure there are going to be people who think I am overreacting, that maybe Arsenal have a grand plan and this, that, and the other. And I hope you're right. I've just got this horrible feeling that Arsenal think, actually, well, this is the way to go. Because it started to be widely reported that, we are in talks with Juventus over this deal. Now, it could be that maybe the grand idea is that we're going to be bringing him on loan. That feels like it probably is more likely than not. Even so, bro. Even so. You're telling me we can't sell players to buy Partey? That we don't have 20 million euros to buy Sangara? But anyway, Sangara was one of the stories I was going to talk about. Obviously, Toulouse are in a little bit of a court battle with La Liga 1 over their relegation, as are a couple of the relegation teams. But to me, Sangara, even if you don't want to go and get Partey, he is the obvious option. So he's so good as well. He's so good. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. Sorry, I keep calling him New N'Golo Kante. Just to clarify, his name is Delalo. So apologies, and I'm not calling his name properly. Ibrahima Delalo. See, there's something about Ibrahimas out here that are enforcers. There are 2 of them. Come and get one of them, Arsenal. And then in typical Arsenal fashion, this is, if nothing else gives you an example of Arsenal and the way they work, this story you can absolutely see happening. Arsenal are being linked with Borussia Dortmund defender Manuel Nkanjani or Nkanjai. Akanjai. It's probably the way to put it. He is a 24-year-old central defender. There's no other way of putting this. This is Borussia Dortmund's Mustafi. Let's just call it what it is. You know, if you've not heard of him before, there's a reason. No other team linked with him, first and foremost. I might as well say that now. But he's 24 years old. I think he's got two years left for his contract, I want to say. And Arsenal are being linked with a £25 million deal. So you're probably sat there thinking, all right, well, what makes this story different from any other story? Well, supposedly, Arsenal have been negotiating this deal since January. In fact, Arsenal approached them with an idea of a loan deal for this same geezer. Flippin' heck. I'm so depressed reading the story. Anyway, he's been in and out of the side this season. Obviously, being linked with who is that other guy that we were linked with? Who's probably the player that we should go for? It was mentioned in the comments of this section. Let me just remind myself. Zagadou. So him and Zagadou have basically been competing for the same place in the side. Sometimes he starts, sometimes Zagadou starts. You may remember the name Zagadou. Yep, we were linked with him not only in January, but last summer. Young player, very good centre-back, actually. I'm not really sure why he doesn't start more. Definitely better than this geezer, right? I know every now and again he does have a habit of losing concentration, but it seems like Arsenal are opting for this geezer. If you're wondering if I'm interested in him, no, clearly I don't rate him. But can I see Arsenal buy him? Absolutely. Especially for the fact that no one else is in for him. So Arsenal are free to negotiate, uncontested, knowing that no one else is going to come for him. Very much in a similar style to how they got Squadron Mustafi. Oh, goodness. Arsenal, flipping heck, man. No, thank you. If it's up to me, I would not get this geezer. You could tell these are stories that I'm just going to be frustrated with. But yes, Arsenal are being linked with the Borussia Dortmund defender Manuel Akanji. Let's say a player of a name of one that I could actually say. Arsenal are also being linked with, you guessed it, Samuel Umtiti. We've always been linked with him for about 2 years now. Mark my words when I say this, the man is a good player. You know, he is very, very good on his day. The problem with Umtiti and the reason why I don't want to get him is for the simple fact that the problem is you need to be able to get him fit enough to be able to get him to his day. That's the problem. He's always been quoted as high because obviously Barcelona spent a lot of money on him. He's also 20. He was 25. He's 26 years old now. And Barcelona initially wanted 50 million for him. 50 million, why would you do it? Why would you do that? Barcelona are obviously wanting to get rid of him now because the wages are a lot. So now what they've said is, all right, forget the 50. We will half it to 26 to 25 million. Now, I'll be honest with you. Under 20 million, I'd be tempted. Just purely because the guy is such a good player when he's fit. And maybe it might just be a case of doing a Liverpool type medical with him. Really just try to find out what the fuck is wrong with that knee. Because he only started 15 games last year. So you do wonder, 50. Oh, was it this year or last year? Oh, it was this year, yeah, this year. He only started 15 games. And all right, granted, the season's been interrupted in that. So no, it was last year he started 15 games. He's only made a handful of appearances this year. So from my perspective, it's kind of like, so he's had, excuse me, I'm an idiot because I put it in my own story. He's had 9 starts this year. 9 starts in La Liga. I mean, you're at the point where you're just like, do you take a risk with someone you know is going to be injured? Me personally, no. To be honest, in spite of what I said, 20 million, no. I'll be real. 20 million euros, I'd be tempted. I would be tempted at 20 million euros. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave it in the comments below. This was my favorite story of the lot, and this is the one I'm going to finish up on because I want to get off and go downstairs and give the nurses their NHS clap. And that is reported target Dominik Szoboszlai. He is 19 years old, a fantastic talent, and according to, I'm not even going to butcher, they're essentially a Spanish paper. If you want to know the name of the Spanish paper, go to my community post because I can never say it. And of course, the Scum also reported this as well. But they reported that we were interested in Szoboszlai in April. I remember seeing this story last summer. That was when he came to my attention. I remember people in the comments at the time were talking about how good he was. So quite frankly, it made me curious enough to just keep an eye on him. I always do it. If there's a name of a footballer that I don't know, I don't try and bullshit you guys. But what I will try and do is watch him, keep an eye on him, see what and form some sort of opinion. So that's what I've done. And let me tell you something. He is excellent. I'm not sure about all this, the new Dominic Cruz stuff. And people have compared him to that Lazio midfielder. You know, that one that is always being linked with United. I can't pronounce his name. But yeah, I don't know about all of that. But he's excellently, he's very, very good. Very, very good. Number 8 can sometimes play on that left-hand side as well. But he's more of a central midfielder, very much a playmaker, decent tackler, but it's actually more than all of those things, just technically very good. The control on the ball is beautiful. Has a decent pass on him. I think can play as a number 10. I think he could play as a dynamic number 10. In 50 first team appearances, bear in mind he's only 19. So 50 first team appearances, he scored 9 goals and 13 assists in all competition, which ain't bad. That ain't bad. Bear in mind he plays for Red Bull Salzburg. It's an Austrian team. It's like, let's cut him some slack. That ain't bad. In a better team, he's only going to get better. And you could tell by the calibers of teams that are interested in him. Leicester's interested in him. Chelsea are interested in him. Juventus are interested in him. And Inter Milan are interested in him. And Arsenal are as well. But again, how quickly will we move for him? Supposedly, according to this story, like I say, Arsenal will be linked with him for a long, long time. And supposedly, they're very tempted to move in for him. And it'll cost less than £18 million. If it was me, I'd sanction the deal, go get him before someone else does. There is a belief that he is more tempted by the move to Italy than anything else, but according to his agent, he's also very open to a move to England. If I was Arsenal, I wouldn't waste no time. At the very least, look at it like an investment. Realistically, this kid ain't going to stay with us for a very long time because I think he's that good. So what you do is you go and make that small investment now with the view of in 2 to 3 years when he starts killing it, give him a 5-year deal, first of all. And in 2 to 3 years when he starts killing it and Barcelona comes sniffing and Real Madrid comes sniffing, you say 80 million, please, or suck my nuts. That's what you're supposed to do, Arsenal. So what do you think? Why do you think Leicester are? Do you think Leicester are sitting there thinking, "Oh, he's going to choose us over all these great teams"? No, but he's hoping. They're hoping that if they give an attractive enough incentive, he comes, knowing that they're probably going to flog him in 3 years, instead of sitting there wondering how Leicester do it. Well, how do Leicester do it? Honestly, I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. The Rabiot story just got on my nerves when I saw it. Oh, flip. Why? Why? Anyway, you guys, please do stick a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm going to go to the chat room in a second. Like I say, I'm going to be here very long because I want to get off and make sure I'm doing the NHS clap and all those bits and bobs. But a couple of things for me. Please stick a like on this video if you haven't already. Pay attention to the links in my description as well. Chick Flicks is my movie channel. Oh, and I react to songs and things like that. I'm going to be doing a lot of work on that over the weekend. I've just dropped a review on The Last Dance, which is the Netflix series involving Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Excellent series. If you want to, no spoilers are given, but you should know everything that happened anyway. But no spoilers are given, so do go check that out. It's a long review I give, about 11 minutes. So make sure you check that out. That's linked to that is in the description below. Also tomorrow, excuse me, hold on 1 second. Oh, right. Hay fever. Tomorrow, I'll be doing a show with Ola and Will, the combat show, as I do each and every single Friday at 9:30. Again, the link to that is in the description below. The combat show is about boxing and MMA. Make sure you go check that out. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I don't even know what tomorrow's show is going to be about. We're literally going to freestyle it. I'm going to have to come up with some sort of quick agenda for that because I have no idea what we're going to do. But it should be fun, so make sure you check that out. And that'll be at 9:30. I'll still be back on Green and Eagle Eye tomorrow at 7, as always, so make sure you don't miss that. People usually ask me in the comments, when do you go live, bro? I think I've finally got myself into a rhythm of 7 p.m. every single evening. So every single weekday evening at 7, I bring you a show. Make sure you stick a like on this video if you haven't already. And that is that. I'm pretty sure of that. Oh, and I'll be doing a podcast on Sunday. Got some guests sorted out, so make sure you don't miss that. All right. I think that's it. Let's go into the chat and see what you lot are saying. I'm going to be gone in 10 minutes exactly. 10 minutes. All right. Joanne, thank you. Oh, if that's the case, if you got me on loud, Joanne, I'm swearing like a trooper. Apologies. Sorry about that. I get annoyed when I'm angry. The man with one of the best names ever, Chris. Do you think Roma would accept Mkhitaryan at 30 million for Cincinnati? Worth a try, right? Worth a try. Worth a try. The man that will keep repeating his message unless I answer it. So let me answer it. Mr. Roberts. Great show. Sangare and Partey would be the true return of Vieira and Gilberto. If any of these players escape our clutches for the likes of Rabiot, I'd be very upset. Exactly. Exactly. And you know the hilarious thing? The hilarious thing is you could get a midfield and their combined wages would probably be in the region of about £250,000 if you offered them a contract. You're going to have to offer Rabiot, just Rabiot, 250 for him to come, surely. If you're buying him, that is. True. If you're buying him. Chi, can you do a review of the film Heat with De Niro and Al Pacino for your Chick Flick channel? Yeah, of course. I'll do that. I'll do that, Grant. It's been a minute since I've seen it, so I'm going to have to rewatch it, but I'll do that. I'll do that. Ben, other than Uber, Laka, Mickey, have any of our players been linked with moves away? We need to get rid of a Deadwood before we buy. Completely agree. Those are the main ones that have been linked. Xhaka looks like he's content to stay at the club. He keeps talking it up and talking about the fact that him and the fans have moved on. So I would say forget about that. Mustafi did have one of the Milan clubs after him. But again, that's another one that seems to be sucking Arteta's nuts at the moment. So I don't know if he's angling for a new contract, and Arteta feels like he's short-sighted enough to actually offer it to him. So that will annoy me. Oh, you think today's rant was bad? If Mustafi gets himself a contract, oh, cover your ears. There isn't really anyone else. It's true. I know that Socrates is pretty committed to leaving if he's not starting games, and obviously I ain't starting him. So yeah, I suppose that's really it. There's not really anything else. And obviously Hector with Bayern Munich and the Atletico Madrid are supposedly being linked with him. So those that's the main ones. Just realised, did I miss? I have watched Tiger King. That whole thing is mad. I don't even know how to review that. To be honest, mad. Chick, do you think last summer's transfer window was overhyped? Do you think that we got gassed too quickly and forget we didn't dress the areas required properly? Omar, the problem is we always do that. We always do that. If Arsenal spend a lot of money, I tell you, I'm starting to get used to their pattern now. If Arsenal spend a lot of money, it's usually to distract you from the fact that they're not going to get what they actually need. It's happened with Mesut Ozil. To a certain extent, as much as I liked him, it happened with Alexis Sanchez. It happened with Pepe. They are so unpredictable. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. They are so unpredictable when it comes to this transfer thing. It's one of them ones where you just have to you almost brace yourself as an Arsenal fan every single summer. You have no idea what they're going to do. Because, and this is where I have a problem with people, because we allow them to get away with it. I was arguing. I say I was arguing. To be fair to him, he weren't coming to me rude, so I won't call him out or cuss him or anything like that. Right? We're having a nice discussion, to be fair, and that was with some geezer on my community post. Right? I put up one of his players today, and he said, "Yeah, oh yeah, he's a good player." No, it was about Sangara. It was a good player, but we need he said something on the lines of, we need a marquee signing. And I said, why? And he goes, yeah, but I'm just saying that we need someone who's like a big signing. And this is a narrative, and I like Robbie, but this is a narrative that has been pushed by AFTV before as well, that we need a big signing and Arsenal fans like a big signing. No, okay, I can't speak for Arsenal fans. I'm going to speak for myself. I don't want a marquee signing. I don't want a big signing. I want the correct signing. That's all I want. I want the correct signing for the correct position. That is it. I'm not interested in superstars. I'm interested in the right star. That's what Arsenal fans should be concerned with. Don't be distracted by marquee signings. I couldn't care less if Man United signed that Lazio player, the name I can't properly pronounce, but I can see the word in my head. I can't care. I don't care. If we get Sangara and Partey, let them sign who the heck they want. I don't give a damn. I just want the right signing. Quite frankly, as much as I would love Hakimi, if we were going to sell Hector Bellerin and then bought in, not even a Max Aarons, bought in someone capable of playing right back, that is all I give a damn about. That's all I care about. Because that's all that should matter. Forget big signers. Go and get the right signing. Oh, Arsenal. I don't even know why I'm getting annoyed at this stage. I'm used to them. I'm used to this BS. I'm used to it. Anyway, guys, let me start to make a move up out of it. Please do stick a like on this video before I go. Please do hit that subscribe button if I haven't already. Sorry, I know it's a bit shorter of a show, and I was late today. Apologies. If you want me to be frank, I fell asleep. This heat is draining. Straight up. Fell asleep about an hour before it, woke up late. So apologies. But yeah, I'm up out of here. I hope you guys enjoy the show, enjoy the rest of your evening. If you're in the UK, make sure in 5 minutes you are clapping for them key workers. Don't let me down, guys. And yeah, I guess I'll be back again tomorrow. All right. Take care, people. I'm out of here. Peace.